morning. Happy Friday. Couple of disclaimers this morning. I switched from AT&T to T-Mobile a couple of months ago because they were running an amazing special supposedly on rates and free phones. So the Wi-Fi just doesn't seem so great in the country. I was in Baton Rouge earlier in the week and it was amazing. But if it cuts in and out, sorry, that's the problem. T-Mobile's just not so good out in these rural parts. I'm on my way to New Iberia this morning to list a house for a friend that I've been friends with for a very, very long time. We used to work together at the school board office, and she was always one of my dear friends, my greatest supporters. I loved her. So I'm on my way all the way to New Iberia. So another disclaimer is my vehicle, my real vehicle, is still in the shop. As you know, I hit a bird a couple of weeks ago that just destroyed the front part of my car. It was a huge buzzard. So my car's still in the shop, so that's why the mount, I have it in the console of this car because I didn't want to mount something on a loaner. So here we go. I wanted to just talk to you about, a lot of people I think getting into real estate aren't real sure how it works and what it's like. And every single real estate agent is self-contracted or self-employed, which means we all have a different setup. We all have a different schedule. We all run our businesses differently. For me, when I got out of, when I retired from the school system, my last 5 years in the school system, I was the technology supervisor for the entire district. I was in an office without a window, and I absolutely hated being in an office. And so when I started looking at different brokerages, when you get your real estate license, you have to work under a broker until you can get your broker's license. So I knew I had to work under a broker. And every single company and every single brokerage has their own rules. This is one thing that was not negotiable for me. I was never going to be mandated to report to an office. I hated an office. I never wanted to be in an office again. And so as I was talking to different brokerages, my question was, do I have to come to an office? And if the answer was yes, that was the end of the questions. So as a realtor, you get to interview brokerages, and you get to choose who you want to go work for. Now, I interviewed quite a few brokerages who weren't even looking for new agents. They were looking for only certain types of agents, top producing agents, agents that had been in the business for a few years. So there were quite a few brokerages actually that I could not even go work for as a brand new agent. But anyway, that was my first thing. I did not like being in an office. So I'm going to give you a glimpse at this week. For me, I live by a calendar. I live by a schedule. So if I don't plan it, it's generally not going to get done, and I don't like things to just kind of happen. As much as I love surprises and love things like that, I also like structure. I do love the idea that every day is a different day, but for me, every single day starts the same way. And so I start my day every day by exercising, by having my coffee, by journaling, and then, of course, getting dressed for the day. So this past week was a different kind of week, but it was an amazing week. And so I left on Sunday and went to Baton Rouge for the Louisiana Legislative Realtors Conference, where I realized very quickly that I was surrounded by amazing realtors from across the state, most of who held positions at their local boards, held positions on the real estate boards, different organizations they were part of, and it seemed like almost every single person was part of something, and I absolutely loved that. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I was in Baton Rouge. We were at the Capitol on Tuesday. We got to meet with some legislators. We got to see the sessions in progress. It was awesome. If you've never been to the state Capitol, you absolutely want to plan a trip and go visit it and go inside and just, it's just a great experience. I was in education before, so we had taken plenty of field trips, of course, with students. But it's different when you're not in charge of a group of students and you actually get to just enjoy it without fussing at kids all day long. So it was it was great, and we learned a lot, and so that was my week. But every week, I would say, for every different realtor looks totally different. So if you're thinking about getting into real estate, you have to remember, you make your own schedule. Now, I do know there are some brokerages that do require phone duty. They do require you to report to the office for certain classes. They do require certain things, but there are also brokerages that do not require anything. Like mine, for example, doesn't require us ever to report to an office. As a realtor, we have to maintain 12 hours of continuing education every year. 4 of those are mandatory, so there's a 4-hour course that's called a mandatory class that we absolutely have to take. But all the other hours of continuing education are the ones that we choose from. So at my brokerage, I absolutely never have to report to an office. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. By law, there of course are guidelines and legal standards that we have to follow. So if you're thinking about getting into real estate, I would say to you, just know that you have to be very self-motivated. There is no one ever telling me every day to get up and go to work. Today I'm driving to New Iberia. I have a listing appointment there, and then I'm coming back to Egan because I have a listing appointment after lunch. And so those are absolutely, today's Friday. And look, y'all, when I was in education, Friday for me was like, hallelujah, praise the Lord, it's the end of the week. I cannot wait to get to the weekend. And I loved, for the most part, until the last couple of years, when I was at the school board office. When I was in the schools, I loved being in education. I loved my job. I loved all the things. But Fridays was always something that I looked forward to. And in real estate, it's just different. I don't look forward to Fridays per se, because I make my own schedule. So I may be looking forward to next Wednesday if I put something amazing on my schedule for next Wednesday, or I may be looking forward to Monday if I have something great on my schedule for Monday. So because I make my schedule, I look forward to days where things are planned that are exciting. So today for me is Friday, and I'm working, and I am listing 2 houses, one in New Iberia and one in Egan, and I am so excited, and I'm working. And so I'm not looking forward to just getting home and doing nothing, because I absolutely love every minute of it. So I'm going to have an amazing listing in New Iberia that I'm meeting with this morning. I actually have a great one in Roberts Cove, 2 in Roberts Cove actually coming pretty soon. 2 totally different properties, 2 totally different price ranges. I have one coming up in Egan on pretty much acreage. And I have a gorgeous home on an acre of property in Jennings in that neighborhood behind the Lions Market. A beautiful home with a pool, a mother-in-law suite, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. I have actually a lot of great listings right now. So I'm excited that it's Friday, because I'm excited for buyers that you have some great things to choose from that are going to be hitting the market pretty soon. So be on the lookout for those. If you want to see what's currently on the market, you can always go to my Facebook page, but the easiest way is to go to darlacansell.com. So that's DARLACANSELL.com. And anything that's listed there, I can show you. I'm working with a couple of buyers right now that are working on getting pre-approved, and as soon as they give me their budget, we're going to go house hunting. Remember, I can show you anything, anywhere that's listed anywhere, as long as I'm willing to drive that far. So for the most part, I find most people are, wanting to look at houses in Acadiana, and that's great. So if you're thinking about buying and you're not sure what to do, I always say get pre-approved so you know your budget. The worst thing to do would be to just think you know what your budget is and start house hunting, either at houses that are way below your budget or way higher than your budget. You just don't want to do that. It's a total waste of time. Certain houses in certain areas don't qualify for certain loan types. So once you're pre-approved for a certain loan type, then I can tell you these are the houses that qualify and these are the properties that qualify. So without getting pre-approved, you don't know your loan type, you don't know if the houses qualify, and you don't know your budget. So it is absolutely in your favor to get pre-approved. So people say to me, well, Darla, what if I get pre-approved and it expires after a few months. Listen, it doesn't matter, because once you're pre-approved, it's usually good for about 90 days, but let's say you don't find a house in 90 days and you find one in 120 days. If you were pre-approved for $200,000 last month or the month before, and nothing major changes in your job, then you're going to get pre-approved again for about the same amount. And if the rates go lower, you'll probably actually get pre-approved for a little bit more. The rates are always fluctuating, but they're not fluctuating that bad. So, a day in the life of a realtor, or a week in the life of a realtor. Just remember this, it's flexible, it's always different. We live by our calendar. If you are looking to buy or sell, remember this, I am never, ever, ever too busy for you. You will call me, we will make an appointment, we will find out what day and what time works best for you, and we'll get it done. So if you need to sell a house, I'm going to meet with you to get your house sold. If you need to buy a house, I'm going to work with you to find an amazing lender who will get you pre-approved with the best rates around and the best terms, and that's a guarantee. And remember, your local bank is probably not the best place to start for a mortgage. A mortgage broker is the best place to go if you're looking to get a mortgage, all right? Y'all have a great day. Enjoy this gorgeous weather. Someone said that they thought it wasn't going to be raining for about the next 10 days. So I'm looking forward to the sunshine, the great weather. This is perfect, absolute perfect weather to be house hunting in. So if you're thinking about selling, it's an amazing time to be a seller. And if you're a buyer, it is an amazing time to be a buyer if you have the right realtor on your team. I guarantee you, no one around where I live in Acadiana, I'd say in about 30-mile radius of Acadiana, is going to out-negotiate me. So you want me on your team if you're either a seller or you're a buyer. You want me on your team, that is a guarantee. I work for you if I represent you as the seller to get you the absolute best price in the quickest amount of time. And if you're the buyer, I'm working for you to get you the lowest price, the best deal on all the other terms. And it's not always just the price. It's what happens during inspections. It's what happens after inspections. It's what happens after appraisal. And all those things come into play, whether you're a buyer or a seller, right? So y'all take care. Enjoy this Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Reach out to me if you want to get on my schedule. I'd love to work with you. I'd love for you to be a future client of mine. And if you have worked with me in the past, please share this video with someone that you know I can help, either buying or selling, right? Y'all take care.